Playing is the ability to practice something that brings you joy, and in the process, you're honing your skills and getting better day by day. Hi, I'm Monique Kara. Welcome to the You Are a Work of Art podcast, where we lean into heart-centered creativity as an essential part of building our capacity for joy. Joy isn't just an emotion we feel, it's a reservoir of strength that enriches our brightest moments and carries us through our darkest ones. That's where I come in. If we haven't met yet, I'm a full-time working mom of 2 boys, an entrepreneur, and a fine artist. I learned how to create in the margins of life. I get it, we're all busy, but friend, creativity isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It is central to our purpose, our joy, and our legacy. Together, we'll explore practical tools to purposely nurture our creativity. Through the ups and downs, setbacks and breakthroughs, struggles and delights, it's all part of the process, and it's a journey you don't have to figure out alone. So grab your headphones and get ready to venture into your most joyful, creative life. This is You Are a Work of Art. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the You Are a Work of Art podcast. Today, you and I are sitting down one-on-one to talk about playing. Yes. But first, wow, thank you. In just 4 weeks of the podcast being live, we have nearly 200 downloads. And we have listeners from around the globe. What? I checked the stats, and what's so cool about the podcast platform I use is it maps out where listeners are tuning in from. So you guys are everywhere from the US, Europe, Asia, and South America. So if you know anyone in Africa or Australia, share this podcast with them so they can learn a little bit more about creativity and bringing joy to their lives. And then we can say that we've conquered the world together. So I'd also love to know what guests you've really enjoyed having on the show, your biggest takeaways, and what you'd love to see more of. DM me at It's Monique Kara on Instagram and let me know. I may have something special for you for your feedback. Hint, hint. All right, so today I want to talk to you about playing. Yes, playing. When was the last time you've done that? Like really played? As I'm asking you this question, I'm just thinking of when I play with my munchkins and the last one that got the biggest laugh. So you know those fabric spiral tunnel things? It kind of collapses on itself, and then when you toss it, it like flops open. Well, my boys and I were playing in the tunnel, and my oldest says, "Mama, you go through the tunnel." So inevitably, I get stuck, and I'm now in this rainbow tube of laughter is what it turned into. So I wiggle to stand up with this tube around me, and I tell my son, I'm like, "Mama's like a worm." And he yells, "It's the mama worm," jumps up and down and says, "Catch me." So I proceed to start shuffling circles around my living room with this tunnel over me, and I get to my son who's just giggling up a storm, and I catch him in the tube with me like I'm eating him, and it just lit him up. I catch him in the tube, and we both just started laughing hysterically. You know those belly laughs that bring tears to your eyes? The kind of laughing with true tears of joy? That was playing for us that day. Now, playing doesn't have to end up with you in a tunnel of laughter, but playing should bring you a sense of fun, enjoyment, exploration, discovery, and joy. And it can be something so simple like bubbles. Oh my goodness, that's our youngest's favorite thing. Or it could be coloring, chasing a flock of birds, racing Hot Wheel cars, or just finding shapes in the clouds. The key is to embrace the moment. Now, if you've been following along on social media, you have probably seen I'm currently working on a 100-day project. I am painting every day using the Pantone card deck, which is conveniently 100 postcards. And it has been so fun, but also really challenging at the same time. So I started on the 22nd of September, which was 100 days before the end of the year. And I had never done a 100-day project, and I figured, you know what, why not now? I had seen a couple other creative friends working on 100-day projects, so shout out to Greta Lindquist for her Pantone deck of birds. So beautiful if you haven't had a chance to see them. But I think just the timing that I chose ended up being so perfect for where I am in my art, my business, and my life. So suffice it to say that this project started as a way to practice, experiment, and play, and it's done just that. Every 10 days, I've decided to do a different quote-unquote series. So the first series was gradients, and then bursts, and then using a palette knife with thick paint. And the series I'm currently working on is painter's tape reveals, and I think the next one's going to be circles. But I've given myself an opportunity to try out different color palettes, practice color mixing and composition. But what became more evident, which I already knew anyway, was that not every color palette was going to work, and not every painting is going to be a masterpiece. And it takes a lot of bravery to share the good, the bad, and the ugly. And there are definitely some that I have not wanted to share. But I think it's also important to show. It's important to show your practice, the times that you are devoting to your creative medium. It also helps to build a community around you because people are so excited to see what you come up with. This episode was sponsored by my fine art, Monique Cara Studio. Art is an expression of who you are. Whether it's your home or office, art is what makes it yours. My paintings are bursting with color, literally. Color influences not only your mood, but behavior as well, making it likely one of the most important things to consider when adding it to your space. Inspired by feelings and emotions, my intriguing color palettes merge joy and calmness, as well as excitement and inspiration. Whether you're looking for a large statement piece or a small burst of color, my paintings are sure to lift your spirits. Shop available art at MoniqueCaraStudio.com and use code WORKOFART at checkout for a special free gift just for being a listener of the podcast. I am so grateful you're here, and I can't wait to brighten your space. Now let's get back to the episode. Let's dive in more into the concept of play. That's what this episode is all about. There is a wonderful book from Stuart Brown titled Play, and in it he has some brilliant insights, and I would love to share a couple of them with you. He opens the book with the promise of play. Play is a profound biological process, and it has evolved over eons in many animal species to promote survival. It shapes the brain and makes animals smarter and more adaptable. And in higher animals, it fosters empathy and makes possible complex social groups. For us, play lies at the core of creativity and innovation. It is intensely pleasurable, it energizes us, it enlivens us, it eases our burdens, it renews our natural sense of optimism, and opens us up to new possibilities. When we play, that's our purest expression of our humanity. It's the truest expression of our individuality. Goodness, that's incredible, isn't it? And I can confirm this is absolutely true. Playing for me in the 100-Day Project has absolutely ignited more creative ideas for me, like future art collections. Painting gives me energy and pleasure. When I'm having a tough day, it definitely helps to ease the burden. Getting into a flow state where everything else seems to melt away, which in turn allows me to express who I am and what I'm feeling in the moment. So much so that I can go back and look at different days and probably tell you what was happening that day, what I was feeling, and what I see in what I've painted. I truly hope that you find a creative medium or already practice one that allows you to play. And I would love to talk to you about it. So message me on Instagram so that we can chat, because I'd love to hear about your creative medium and what it brings to you. Or if you're finding it challenging to find one you enjoy, I'd love to help you with that too. Brown goes on to say that at some point we get older and we are made to feel guilty for playing, that it's unproductive or a waste of time. And it's true. Sometimes sheer demands of daily living seem to rob us of the ability to play, and I'm not going to sit here and paint the picture of a perfect life where I sit in a light-filled studio and paint my day away, although that will happen one day. I'm manifesting it. But it comes down to making play a priority so that you can relax, recharge, and be more productive when you're done. Brown confirms this when he says, we don't need to play all the time to be fulfilled. The truth is that in most cases, play is a catalyst. The beneficial effects of getting just a little true play can spread through our lives, actually making us more productive and happier in everything that we do. So I'm going to say that a little bit louder for the people in the back. The beneficial effects of getting just a little true play can spread through our lives, actually making us more productive and happier in everything that we do. So a catalyst for what, you might be wondering? Anything. Change, a life worth living, self-care, confidence. Playing is the ability to practice something that brings you joy, and in the process, you're honing your skills and getting better day by day. Do you get what I'm saying? As you play and practice, you start to gain confidence in your creative practice, which is also giving you self-care, because let's face the facts, and I will preach this until the day I die, creativity is self-care. It's probably the self-care you didn't know you needed. So once you make space for you, you fill yourself back up so that you can continue to care for others. If you're a mom, a partner, a friend, family, everyone needs you at some point, right? So all this together makes life worth living. It's a big circle of life. When you create something, it can be simple, it can be something grand, but it empowers you to continue. It helps you to realize that what you're doing is what you are made to do, to play. Look at children. Their sole job should be to play. It's empowering them to keep at it because it's fun for them. It's teaching them about life and people because they're figuring out what works and what doesn't, how to build relationships when they can instantly make friends, and learn the power of collaboration as they build a fort or push each other in those little Tykes cozy cars. Playing allows them to realize all the things that they can do, and they don't know it, but it's helping them to realize their potential, to try things out, to figure out what they enjoy. Play is the catalyst for their lives. So why do we forget this when we become adults? I say, let's play all day. All right, so to wrap up this episode, let's talk about how you can play. So I've told you why play is important. Now I'm going to tell you the how. Play with the kids in your life. This could be your kids, it could be nieces and nephews, could be friends' kids, it could be kids in the neighborhood, all the children. They really will teach you how to explore and laugh, see things differently, and to be brave. The next thing you can do is journal. Think back to your earliest memories as a child when you discovered something new. Laughed so hard you cried while you were playing, or something you did that seemed to make time stand still, where you found your flow. What were those moments and activities for you? Try that thing again. Was it building a tower and knocking it down? Was it treasure hunting in nature? My oldest's new thing is bringing me cool rocks. Maybe they're all different colors. Or was it something like painting? Because that's what I do, so I always go back to that. So journal, kind of get back into your mind, right? And the last one, and I've mentioned this one in the first episode, if you want to get really fun, is the Crafters Box, and I'm so excited to say I am now an affiliate for them, so I will link it in the show notes. Just know that I'll earn a small commission if you decide to use my link, but it won't charge you more or anything, and I appreciate your support. But I seriously just love them. They have full-up workshops on everything ranging from painting, making things with leather, quilting, clay, candle and soap making, literally all the things, and they're adding more classes all the time. The most recent one that I bought that I'm so excited for is the stained glass class, and I'm gonna try it over the holidays when I have a little bit more time. But they literally send you everything you need for the project, and you can do the subscription where you get a new one every month, or just buy them one at a time, which is what I do, but it's totally your choice. I have so many of their workshops, it's embarrassing, but I love it because it makes creativity easily accessible and gives you all the tools that you need. So, that's my plug for the Crafters Box again. Anyways, remember, message me on Instagram or email me, whichever you prefer, so that we can talk about your creative medium. What's your creative outlet? Whether you have one already or are trying to find your thing, I'd love to know more about the place you're in. So DM me on Instagram at It's Monique Cara so we can talk. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I love hosting other creatives on the podcast, but I also love just sharing what's on my heart and in my head with you one-on-one too. So with that, a friendly reminder that my paint palette ornaments and paint smear ornaments are available in my gift shop at moniquecarastudio.com. And remember that small business owners and artists are not Amazon, so please shop early over the holidays. Support your local artists and small businesses. So before we go, I want you to take a deep breath with me. Today's affirmation is, as I play today, new ideas are heading my way. And I just realized that rhymed. But let's say it one more time. As I play today, new ideas are heading my way. I hope you enjoyed today's episode this week. Play with some kids, learn from them, journal, and play. Be sure to check out the show notes for all the links to the things I've mentioned in the episode at moniquecara.com/show notes/episode 005. Next week, I'm going to be joined by Wendy from Chair Whimsy. You don't want to miss it. She upholsters these wonderfully colorful chairs and wants to teach you how to do it too. What a wonderful way to play. So I will talk to you then. If you love the show, could you do me 2 quick favors? First, take a screenshot of the podcast or a photo of where you're listening, post it to your stories, and tag me on Instagram. I'm at It's Monique Cara. I'm so excited to hear from you, and I'll always share it with my audience as well. Also, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, can you take a second to leave a quick 5-star review? This helps us find more amazing humans like you, and your support in these 2 things truly means the world to me. Thank you so much in advance for your kind words. Talk soon.